position, knowing the sensitivities that exist on a regional basis around some of the schemes and approaches, particularly when it comes to what I would refer to as physical transport, because I think sometimes we forget within this plan this is both a physical and a digital plan in terms of our connectivity and transport. The business board have discussed this at length because fundamentally transport and communication underpins almost every strategy that we look at for economic growth. And with that in mind, I was absolutely keen that we would have a separate conversation about that, and I would seek consensus from business board members to share back to this group here, recognising the different sensitivities. I have to say, as members of the business board, we had a different independent perception of what this framework offers. And I think the key on the plan is that it is a framework, not an instruction of action. And we looked at it very much from the scope of it providing the baseline of which it provides a catalyst to build and further develop specific interventions, specific opportunities on a regional basis, which does not undermine the ultimate decision-making in different regions. We did feel there is need post this agreement, this policy, to further develop clarity about what are the key economic transport priorities, the ones that have the biggest impact. It's very easy to see there are lots of places where investment could be done on transport, but which ones actually unlock? We also said, much as has been alluded to, given this is a framework, we need to have some what-ifs based on the variability of potential funding streams that come into this particular remit based on external projects. I appreciate this might sound very much the simplistic approach, but our view from an economic driver is businesses wanting to grow in the area will look for places where there is a place to build a business and where people can come to work. Some will be digital in this new hybrid area, some will drive, some will bus, some will train. Fundamentally, the number of people are wishing to arrive at a single point of day will dictate whether there are transport flow issues or not, and that will be down to local interventions as to what is most appropriate. Clearly, every region across the combined authority has very different infrastructure and very different ways they could mitigate that. I don't believe that is in any way shaped by the transport plan. Quite the opposite. It simply provides opportunities which will need to be developed for each and every region. Because of the sensitivities, I made a point of having, a separate meeting with the business board, seeking separately their feedback and writing to the mayor with our consolidated view in advance of this conversation. And so from that point of view, we articulated that the business board does absolutely support this plan, and it's the first step in what needs to be some considerable work subsequently to refine for each region.